that I never can say that I arrived.
Good.
Then I'll miss out all the other opportunities.
So negotiation.
Yes, so normally anger births anger. Anger doesn't birth satisfaction. Anger births anger when it comes to spiritual things. So never once think you arrived.
Good.
Even if God used you, you went through the realms, you live longer than most people, you pray longer. That is only for you to humble yourself to come to.
Good.
So that's why I love to sit with people that's hungry for Jesus.
Yeah.
Hungry.
That's the key, guys. Yes, he gave a key.
Because I'm telling you, there's so much in me.
Yeah.
Even if I live 5 lifetimes, there's still so much in me.
Too much, yeah.
And we have to pursue it.
Very good.
And the Holy Spirit draws us to that place of hunger and thirst. He gives us the God craving. So that's why we must continue to spend a lot of time with the Holy Spirit. Know who's the Holy Spirit. See, we know Jesus through the Bible, but the Holy Spirit is a spirit. You know Him through spirit. You have to spend time with Him. And then you have to know the Father. The Father is so rare. Nobody has encountered the Father. He is the... He is... If you have an encounter with the Father and you remain the same, you'll never die. So there's so much in God, in the heavenly stuff. There's so much. But I'm going to leave you with this thought about the eagle, because we're talking about ascending and going high to high places. So one of the things you'll know, the crow is the one that has the audacity to peck or bite on the neck of the eagle. So the eagle gives it no attention, but it soars into high heights, and because of the oxygen, the crow falls off. So somebody asked me, but Prophet, you know all the revelation you're saying is so wonderful, but I got life issues. I live this life, I have life issues. I said the problem you have life issues because you're giving oxygen to something that's supposed to die. If you continue rehearse your problems, if you continue focus on your problem, if you continue worry about your problem, you're giving life to something that's supposed to be dead. So that means you're feeding oxygen to something that's supposed to be dead. So if you are sending, you're not giving it oxygen. Let me say it again. Whatever your problem may be, rebellious children, you're feeding it oxygen. That's why you worry, that's why you're stressing, that's why you have a problem with your skin, that's why you have ulcers problem, that's why you can't sleep properly. Is why? You're feeding it oxygen, but giving it too much attention. The only attention it requires is prayer and for you to ascend. So anything that's supposed to die, and if you feed it oxygen to live, that's why now it's bigger than you, and that's why you can't go, because you're giving attention to the crows. All your crows of the life, you're giving attention. But when you ascend, there's a place where nothing, even the serpent, even the eagle, when it takes the serpent, it fights it in its place of authority and power. It does not fight it on the ground, because serpent got power on the ground. So if it's the ground, that means it's carnal and it's natural and it's earthly. But if you take the serpent and go high to the place, you can't. Even that will lose oxygen. Even we feed in oxygen to serpents. But if you start to ascend, even if you fly into, you notice the turbulence and all those things. It's because the altitude is totally different. So I encourage you, don't allow, one of the things, if I worry too much of the problem I face, I go and sleep. I literally go and physically go and sleep. No spiritual things. When I wake up, then I address it. Because I'm giving it too much thought and it's keeping me awake. I just go sleep. And I wake up and now, okay, Lord, what should I do? I don't give it no attention. That's why I keep on praying in the Spirit. When you pray in the Spirit, your mind can't give nothing attention. You can't. You pray in the Spirit, you can't think about your problem. That's what the Bible encourages us. Desire spiritual gift. Keep on praying in the Spirit. And suddenly from within you get the answer and say, oh, I need to fast one day. Okay, let me fast. And once you fast, the problem is solved. But if you meditate and you worry, suddenly the problem is like, hey, too big. Don't ever put oxygen in something that's supposed to be dead. Do not give oxygen to something that's dead. That's why you as a spiritual person, you as a born again believer, you as a Christian, you have to ascend in your prayer life. You have to ascend in studying the Word. You have to ascend. You can't be repeating old practices and patterns, because the same one never helped you. So why are you going to keep on repeating? So when you start to ascend, God gives you even greater wisdom. God gives you greater prophetic insight. And you know now, even when you ascend, your perception of life is different. If you travel in any form of aircraft, the place you go into or your destiny, everything looks small from top. But if you landed, suddenly the small thing like this, what happened here? Because from on top it looks so small. When I'm landed, when I look at that same building, it's too big. The building never changed. You know what changed? Your perspective.